Hey there, everybody. Sorry for telling everyone by message that I was going to make a video and then never doing it. My life's been super busy as of late, but I'm finally here doing what I've been procrastinating for super long. And I wanted to kind of just give everybody an update as to how my life has been. Mostly because I get a lot of questions by message, and it will be so much easier to just answer everyone's questions all at once than to individually write out a message to everyone, not because you're not important enough for a message, because I will still be trying to get to all of my messages, but as for like writing the same answer over and over and over again, you'll be able to just get your answers to my super exciting life by this video. So let me figure out. Oh, technology is so hard to use. So, oh, go, go. So just FYI, I am down to like 70 messages sitting in my inbox, which is an all-time low for me. So thank you, thank you. You're welcome. I'm getting there. Um, so in response to a lot of the questions, obviously the first one that I get the most is just, questions about where I am religiously, where I am spiritually, and anyone who's ever been, or anyone who's been able to attend any of my recent presentations or places where I've been speaking have been able to hear it firsthand from me, but everybody else has just probably been sitting there waiting for me to answer their emails from 6 months ago to like maybe even a year ago, to which I apologize for. So the answer to that question is spiritually, I feel like I'm very strong, spiritually speaking. My relationship with the divine has become so much stronger than I could have imagined, considering I thought that I had a really great understanding of God and my relationship with God, but it's definitely changed and in much better ways. Um, as for my relationship with the LDS Church, I'm no longer a member, and I think that that's come out in a couple different places. But officially, here it is on my Facebook fan page. And I know what you're thinking. A lot of people are quick to assume that it has something to do with my SRS, but I'm afraid to say that SRS came and went. I met with my bishop, and the things that were told to me were kind of obvious things like, oh, you can't have the priesthood anymore. And I'm just sitting there thinking, well, yeah, only boys get the priesthood, and I don't want to be a boy, so that's an easy connection for me to make. Um, and then we moved on to dealing with things more like, okay, now that you're a woman and you're living with your boyfriend, are you going to get married? And I'm a really stubborn person, and so when I feel like someone's pressuring me to get married, I feel less inclined to do what they're trying to make me do. But aside from that stubbornness I also really wanted this to be a decision that my boyfriend and I got to make on our own terms. And the fact that I could feel so strongly about that, I think made me really realize and start to reevaluate what my priorities are from a religious and a spiritual aspect. And after about a year, actually probably a little over a year of meeting with my bishop, and who is a really wonderful, supportive, loving, just wonderful bishop, after a meeting with him and talking with him and having him really help me feel empowered in making a decision that fit my needs best, it was finally decided that it was not like important for me to be a Mormon anymore. Um, and so I love the LDS Church. It has a lot of positive things, and I know it does so much good in the world. And so I harbor no negative feelings, but I myself am no longer LDS, and I feel like I'm on my own new spiritual path, and I'm really excited about it. I've been just kind of researching everything, and it's been kind of complicated and a little bit confusing because there's so many things out there, but I just take it day by day, and I've just really loved learning about all the different cultures out there. And I'm just realizing even more now than I ever had thought before that, we're not as different as we think that we are. The fundamental, important um, things that we all adhere to are so similar. And so it's been a really great experience. Anyone, even if you're not planning on like leaving whatever religion you are, I just highly recommend um, kind of getting to experience that aspect of things, and realizing that we're all people more than we realize. So that was a really long answer to that question, but I feel like it was needed to be long. Um, Another question that I get a lot is just how I'm doing post SRS in general, and I'm doing fantastic. Um, my doctor has been so good at helping me manage my hormones because obviously those fluctuate a little bit after surgery, and he did fantastic, and I cannot be any more grateful, or I couldn't have found a better doctor, to be honest. He is actually a doctor that I had when I lived in Illinois. So he's known me since I was a child and moved to Utah around the same time, I guess, that we did. And we happened to stumble into each other, and he's just been so great. So I'm so glad that he's been around. So physically and spiritually, I'm doing so good. Um, a little over a year ago, I bought a house with my boyfriend, and it is beautiful, and it is everything that I could have dreamed of. Um, and and I work here in Utah, so a lot of people have asked about how my work has been, and my work has been so great, so supportive. Everybody has come forth, and like just after the documentary, and just after everything has, they've been so great at like uh, talking to me and asking questions, and really been genuinely trying to get to know me better, which um, I love because I'm always wanting to build bridges, and the best way to do that is by communicating with each other. Obviously, I'm a social work major, and so communication and social connections are super important to me. Um, Let me find another question. I'm really organized, you can tell. Um, I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. Also, I'm just really technologically incompetent, and so that's a major problem. Also, just an update for anybody who is still looking for me to reply to their message. I replied to a lot of my messages on my Facebook fan page, not so much on my regular Facebook page, because Facebook does this weird thing where it puts a lot of those messages in an other folder, and I'm terrible at remembering to check that one because I'm already a little bit overwhelmed by all the messages that I get on my other um, social media things. As you can tell, um, I don't have a ton of Facebook savvy, to which I apologize for. I apologize a lot lately. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. So one of the questions that I got was, do I feel more whole after surgery? And this is like one of those strangest experiences that I had. And if you've seen me or already know this, then I'm sorry, you're just going to hear it again because it's a wonderful experience. After surgery, I was really expecting me to have like this like wonderful moment where I like look down and I'm just like, oh, yes, and then I'm crying and so happy. But actually, it was really normal. Um, the day after surgery, I just kind of looked down and I just felt like, yeah, I'm good. I feel right now. And it was amazing that the experience was so not amazing. That it was almost just kind of like a glad that's over, what's next kind of a moment. Another question that I've had was what was the hardest thing to deal with before transitioning? And I think the most difficult thing was just how long it takes. Um, it just takes a long time to go through all those steps. And while it was a difficult thing, I don't think it's a negative thing. I think good things take time. And in order for me to really be able to be happy where I am now, I needed that time to meet with therapists and to meet with my doctor and to really gain a sense of self before I had the surgery. So I'm actually, while it was difficult, I don't think that there's any need to change how much time it takes, because it's a very important amount of time. So I will go through and continue to try and collect questions that I see come up frequently, and if you would like, I am happy to keep you anonymous. If you want to be named, I'm happy to start doing shout outs to people who are messaging me. And thank you everyone for just the outpouring of love and support. My parents as well have just noticed so much positivity in just everywhere that we go. I was at Lush buying Christmas presents on Black Friday, and the girls at the store recognized me and just had kind words and love and support. And I cannot express how unrealistic and just sort of surreal it's been to have so many people be so great, and just so please do not hear me being overwhelmed by messages as a negative. Please continue to send me your messages. Let me know if there are things that I can help you with. I'm not a professional, but I'm more than willing to give my insight and share what my experience was in a similar situation. So feel free to message me. I would prefer that the messages went to the Facebook fan page, just because it's easier for me to access those and reply to them than if they go to my regular Facebook page. But yeah, keep in touch, keep in contact. And for all the people that have messaged me saying that they saw me at a store but they didn't want to say hi because they didn't know if I'd react well, please do not worry. If you see me and if you want to come say hi, please do. Honestly, it's faster to run me down in a Walmart or a Target than it is to wait for me to try and get to my messages. So if you see me, tackle me. Well, not really, but please say hi. Okay? Namaste.